What do you think about that fight being changed now to 147? It was at a catch weight at one point in time, and now it's at 147. Him and Ramirez.
Oh, I ain't never know what the weight was. Like I say, I ain't been in the loop with him. I just, he been out the way, so I ain't know nothing. But
Yeah.
I mean, a win is I mean, 3 pounds, it's a difference, but I think I don't know. Shit, I ain't got a clue. I thought it was 47. I didn't know what it was from the beginning.
Mm.
Yup.
Um, Tell me, what's good with do you feel like he would do good at 47? And what's your thoughts of him being a welterweight?
You said, do I think it do? Yeah, I think 47 is the weakest that it ever been to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, Boots. I think dude that Boots fought is good.
Stan
Even though
Jonas.
Boots walked through him, I did think that he was good before that. Um, I don't know, man. 47, 40 to me was better than 47.
Right, because he's only had what a couple. He's only had a couple of fights at 40.
It's gonna take the 40 pounders to strengthen it a little bit.
Right,
Like if you put Tiafimo up there,
Hitchinson.
yeah, Hitchison, yeah, but as of now, it ain't really. It's just gonna be like 140 damn near. You know,
Eh,
other than Boots, but Boots probably ain't gonna be there. But for so long, he gonna end up being 54. So when he leave, I mean, it's gonna be 140 pounds pretty much. You got Ryan that probably be there, couple 40 pounders. Other than that, I think they all could beat the 47. You
Yeah,
know,
Ryan.
Boots ain't gonna be there probably too long. I don't really see that, but other
No.
than other than Boots the only one that's in my opinion, that's that 47 is really. You got guys that can fight, like Brian Norman could fight strong and all of that, but one to me ain't really too much trouble at 147 in my opinion.
Right. Um. Salute to Super in the live. What's going on, Soup? Uh. So I like this. I just seen an interview with Bill Haney, and he was also talking about Devin and Boots being like a big fight down the line. What you think about that fight?
I mean, I think Dave got to work his way into 147. He's still coming up from what 135 a year or so ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got to see if Boots even still gonna be there for a year.
100%. 100%. I like. Do you feel like they'll actually cross paths?
I don't know, cause like I say, I don't know how long Boots gonna be there. I think Boots probably gonna be at 54 less than a year. Damn, like I don't see him staying there.
Well, like in the next fight or two,
Yeah, I see the next
L-
couple fights. I think.
like defend it and then be out.
Yeah, I don't see him staying there too long. Boots.
Even though now he don't need to deal with the hydration clause now that he's a unified champ.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just I see him probably moving up before them two fight. But
Right.
shit, he got Ramirez and Ryan in front of him. That's two already scheduled. So by then, you never know what's gonna happen.
Hmm. Let's get into last week's fights with Boots and Stan Jonas. Everyone in the comment section, salute to y'all. Thank you guys for pulling up. Smash the like button. Double tap the screen if you guys are on mobile devices as well. I'm gonna be here for a slick hour. Uh, but tell me, what do you think about Stan Jonas and Jaron Boots and this 6 round stoppage?
Oh man, Boots look good. Shit, he was sharp.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was sharp. Like I say, right now, shit, I don't, between 47 and 54, you take Crawford out your picture, shit.
he's running that too. He's running through everybody at 54.
I mean, I don't know about running through, but I would like to see him and Virgil Ortiz fight in the near future. I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be a real big fight, a good fight. Them two, him and Virgil.
Them.
Yeah, I'd love to see that fight.
That's a fight that's been in the
But I wouldn't
makings.
mind seeing him versus Norman next though.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, him and Brian Norman, he might as well collect, try to get that undisputed before he go up. But if not, Norman got a belt. Shit, I'd like to see that. I know Norman gonna come to fight, so
All right then. So now that we there, um, let's go. What do you think about when they said that Stanionis and Boots was the number one and number two after seeing Stanionis, not necessarily do too well. And I know styles make fights, but could Brian Norman be that number two?
no, I thought Stanionis was number two.
Okay. Tell me why. Because at the end of the day,
I think Brian
he
might be three. I probably put him at three.
three.
Yeah, I had him at three.
You think? All right. How about this? Right. Hold that. Do you think that Karen was a better fighter than Stanionis?
I don't know about that, but dude, Karen could fight too, though. Styles make fights, but Karen could fight.
He could fight.
Yeah, he good. I
He just don't
forgot
got a
about
name.
guys like that. Yeah, yeah, he good. He pretty good too. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing the dude like Karen versus Brian Norman either, but I like to see Brian Norman fight. I like to see him fight Boots though. They got a
So
little rivalry, so they might as well get it on.
100%, right? So right, as far as Brian Norman's attributes versus Stanionis, I think that Brian Norman got is more athletic than Stanionis. He probably punches harder as well. So do you feel like that's gonna be the punching power of Brian Norman can gain the respect of Boots, but in the same time, his athletic ability and his explosiveness can be able to kind of maneuver the ring a little bit better than a guy like Stanionis. Tell me what you think.
Well, he been in the ring with Boots a lot. It seemed like from sparring, but
Yep. Yep.
it's a whole nother ball game when you put them little gloves on without your headgear anyway. But to me, Boots, when Boots on, he on.
And when you say that though, the young man Norman is
Yeah,
cracking.
no, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. Yeah,
He's
Norman
cracking.
can fight. I'm just, this is what I think. Like,
So you put on those eights on that young
yeah,
man,
yeah,
and
yeah. No, Norman could crack
hello.
him, and he gonna come to win. Like he ain't gonna come in there to lay down. So that's why I say if you gonna throw somebody in there, wouldn't put Norman in there. Now he got a belt. He defended it. Boots, bam, give him. I think he'd get a little more money. It shouldn't be no problem. But yeah, I'd like to see that fight because I know Norman gonna try to come to win.
Who do you feel like is cracking more? Who do you feel like got the bigger punching power between the two, Norman and Boots?
Um, it probably about even, but they got different kind of power. Like it Boots look more like sharp power, and Norman probably a little more. He looked like heavy, kind of heavy handed, like more of a thud in power. He looked like he got, but Boots is damn near like because he got the speed on his shots with it too. So
Right,
Boots will hit you with some speed, but he ain't even got to load up, and it's just sharp and it's speed and his is different, like that sharp power. Norman looked more heavy handed, like thud and power.
right, right. Stylistically, how do you feel like that fight looks if it does happen?
Stylistically, man, it'd be a good fight. Um,
Boots is longer, right? Pause, right? But right, and then
yeah,
you got Brian Norman that's very explosive. He could close the gap. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Norman definitely he gonna put him to the test. But yeah, man, when Boots on fire, he on fire. Like you got to catch him on one of his off nights. He still could fight even on his off night, but when he on fire, he on fire.
So you would like if you was coaching Norman, or if he was, say, Norman Senior hits you up, yo, Mick, come pull up, get on the squad, and you just happen to say, yeah. What would you feel like the best way to beat a Jaron Boots Ennis? Do you feel like he needs to get like rugged and dirty? I don't know. Like, what would
Yeah,
you say?
none
Because
of
if he
that.
kept
No,
it
that
nice
don't
and
really work. That don't
if he
really
kept
work
it
on Boots.
clean, it might not work out too well, right?
Getting dirty really ain't gonna Boots know how to handle you in there. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. You gotta you gotta know how to pick shots and box a little bit with Boots too, though.
A little bit of
Yeah,
everything.
you gotta know how to box and pick shot because you could try to rough house and fight with Boots, but he know how to handle that. Like he can handle a dude to try to press him and try to do all of that. Really, you just pretty much, you might not last as long fighting that way. That's why Karen, he could box and move. That's how he was able to go the distance and well, the first one
The first
put
one,
up a decent little fight, but
right?
Boots could fight. He could pretty much, he could fight any style. You just gotta be on your A game and you gotta try to have good timing. But Boots pretty much um is a fighter that he been in the game since he was a baby. He got older brothers that fought. His pop still could box, and he's 70 damn near.
Hmm.
It's gonna take somebody special to beat Boots, so I know that.
Who would you favor in that fight? And and what percentage do you favor him as well?
I favor Boots like 95-5.
Damn, that's a puncher's chance. That's right there.
Yeah, that's what I see.
That's a
Yeah,
puncher's
yeah. I
chance.
mean, that's just shit. I think if
He's
Boots
too
is
he's too
on,
green. What is it?
yeah, I don't think he quite there yet. He could fight Norman, but like, I think Norman to beat what's his name? Barrios. Probably damn near most of them cats, but with Boots, yeah. What's Norman about? 22, 21?
23.
Oh, okay, yeah. Our age don't really matter, but the experience I don't see. If you don't catch Boots be in perfect shape. So yeah, anybody got a chance, like a puncher's chance, but that's the chance I give him though. Cause
Okay.
Boots ain't gonna be in great shape. So outworking him really ain't a thing. Then
He's 24. My bad.
yeah, maybe 90, 10, 90. But yeah, puncher's chance. But that is the fight that I see. If I had to pick one, like match Boots up, it'd be Norman though. If I had to
Yeah.
put anybody in there with him that going go in there to win, I don't think Norman gonna come to just collect the payday and just let
Mm.
Boots have his way like that. So
Do you feel like both parties want the fight? What do you feel like is going to stop this from happening next?
I don't really see nothing stopping it, honestly, because I think he'll get a little more money this time. And
They would have to, right? At
yeah,
this point.
and it's like, why not take a shot at getting that ring title and the three belts? You want to take a crack at it. You don't want to pass it up.